Despite the medical model changing what it says for us to do in relationship to preventing disease throughout the last year, the message of health has stayed the same. And it really will always be the same. And even what's in the immunology textbooks hasn't varied. What's in my immunology textbook says, and I'm going to quote this, constitutive host factors. That means what makes up our resistance to disease, such as constitutive host factors such as nutrition, age of the host, we'll talk more about that in a second, physical and emotional stresses, and genetic factors influence host resistance to infection by pathogens. So, let's break this down. We need a good diet. It goes on the back burner when we're talking about all the current things, but we need a good diet. We've done a webinar on building a strong immune system. We talk about how diet influences that. We provide people with general immune support supplements such as vitamin D, zinc, and we have specific immune packs for both small children, teens, and adults. And you can see videos on that. We also do specific lab testing. We test lymphocytes in the breakdown of their natural killer cells, our T cells, and our B cells, so people aren't guessing about their immune system. They can actually see the strength of their immune system and know the areas that they need to work on. So we do that very specifically. That's way deeper than you can go in the medical model. You have to go outside the insurance model to do this, but it's not very expensive. We're talking less than $200 for the testing itself. So we help people with physical stress that was mentioned in here through our chiropractic adjustments and the other structural things that we do. And then we help with people with emotional stresses like this I mentioned as well. So emotional stress is the big thing right now that's weakening our immune systems. We have a technique called QNRT, quantum neural reset therapy, that releases emotional trauma or stress out of the subconscious brain. Our problem is not so much our thinking, although that's can be a challenge too, but it's the overwhelm that's been wired into our subconscious that's throwing off our immune system and throwing off our hormonal system. So we have a great technique at that, and I'm one of 4 master practitioners in the country in that, and we've seen people from multiple states. We saw people from Delaware and Arkansas just this week. Now, all of this influences our epigenetics. Our epigenetics is how our genes express. So even though genetics has something to do with our immune system, our epigenetics, our lifestyle, and these emotional stresses are a big part of that, influence how genes are turned on or turned off. And we've had videos on that, and I can refer you to if you'd like. Just message me and let me know, or comment below and I'll let you know which of those videos are. Now, also, even age is a factor in our immune system, but here's the deal. Our biological age can be different than our chronological age. For example, some of the patients I test are 45, and when we test their heart rate variability, it's like a 55 or 60-year-olds. Other people who we test are like mine, where I'm 62 years old and my heart rate variability is like a 42-year-old's. So it depends on how we take care of ourselves, our biological age versus our chronological age. So even when this says age, we still have something that we can do about that in terms of how we compare to our chronological age. So the bottom line is, in spite everything changing over the last year and a half, the truths about health are still the same. The truths about health are still that we have largely control over our own health. And that makes a difference no matter how you feel about the public health measures. These truths remain the same, and these truths put the onus of our health on you and me, individually as ourselves, to do something about our own health. That's the message I have for you today. That's the message I want to get out. That's the message I ask you to share. Winter's Wellness, Chiropractic Redefined.